The old man was inspecting the equipment when he failed to notice that the keys around his neck had fallen into the gears. The powerful machinery instantly yanked him upward. As he struggled to breathe while being strangled, he desperately felt around and found an iron rod nearby. He quickly tossed it into the gears to jam the machine, but by then, he had already stopped breathing. Yet this was only the beginning of the nightmare. The jammed gear was connected to a cable car, and the old man's mistake had left several tourists stranded midway up the mountain. The tourists, however, didn't realize the gravity of the situation. They assumed it was just a temporary malfunction that would be fixed soon. The chubby leader of the group encouraged everyone to enjoy themselves since they had come to the mountain to celebrate New Year's Eve. In the spirit of celebration, they began partying wildly, forgetting that the cable car had stopped moving. When they woke up the next morning, Xiao Mei suddenly noticed her boyfriend was missing. She quickly got up to search for him, calling out for quite some time before discovering that her boyfriend, Xiao Shuai, had climbed to the top of the cable car. He informed everyone that the car hadn't moved all night, which meant clearly no one had discovered they were stranded. The group began to panic. They all climbed to the top of the cable car to assess their situation and found themselves suspended in midair with nothing but emptiness around them. The chubby guy mustered the courage to look down and spotted a mountain peak less than 100 meters away. It seemed their only chance of survival was to climb down from the cable car. They returned to the cabin to find an emergency rope. After discussing their options, they decided to lower Xiao Shuai, who was the lightest, down first. They secured the rope and began lowering him slowly. Halfway down, Xiao Shuai tossed his skateboard ahead of him, inadvertently triggering a dangerous avalanche. Realizing the danger below, he frantically called for his friends to pull him back up, but they continued lowering the rope as if they hadn't heard him. The young man grew increasingly panicked and tried desperately to climb back up the rope, but suddenly he lost his grip and fell, the force of his fall yanking his friends down with him, making their already perilous situation even more dangerous. The fierce wind made his limbs stiff with cold. One wrong move, and he would die instantly. Despite everything, he gritted his teeth and tried once more to climb up, but as he looked up, he witnessed something utterly devastating. One of his companions had taken out a knife and without hesitation cut the rope. He had imagined he might die, but never at the hands of a friend. The chubby guy managed to climb back into the cable car. The two women stood frozen in shock, completely unaware that this was just the beginning of their nightmare.